Hey, fellow woodcutters, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to ASKA, episode 17, Hoarding the Birch Hardwood. Okay, I am going to be overeager again. I'm going to try for 6, meaning I'm going to need the rest bonus prior. I'll probably only get 5 out of this, but we'll go for 6 anyway. She realized she has the correct knife, or actually I think she just went for leisure. She's like, alright, that's cool. Thanks for making the right knife for me. Also, I didn't do the scheduling for Azaroon, so we have... Azaroon's going to be on late schedule. Maybe because I wanted to steal Azaroon's bed. I'm not going to admit to that, though. But here's our lovely longhouse. Very lofty ceilings. Now I've got the heat and the energized bonuses. Yeah, I'm trying for 6 now. We'll see. Too bad like the blizzard in the winter doesn't actually help you stoke the forge, the bellows. It's like, it's windy, right? Like the base wind is eating me, isn't it? It's not. I don't know if I'm on track to get 6 this time. We'll see. I've never gotten 6 yet. Come on, we can do it. Bellows needs a refill. No. Bellows is out of squish. Nope. Still 5. Oh well. Feel like it was even further from finishing that than times previous. So 1 knife blade for myself and 2 sets of nails. Because I gave my knife away. It's not like I was really using it though. And Azaroon's, morale is significantly increasing, which is really no surprise at all. Being our, you know, you come in at like 50, and she's already up to like 66, which is quite a change in such a short period of time. I keep injuring myself. It's like, how many second degree burns do I need before I learn hot things are hot. As far as I know, the self-injury rate isn't connected to your skill, which is funny, because you can get up to, like, level 100 blacksmith and still, like, cut yourself and burn yourself. It's like, well, dang it. Have I not learned anything in the last 10,000 hours of blacksmithing? Apparently not. Alright, so we got the blade and the nails. Got my skinning knife back. And I'll deliver the nails myself and then put the rest away. Oh, going the wrong way. So, probably the bottleneck for this project, just, which is true of the other project, is going to be the carpentry parts. I mean, as I've said before, the lag time for carpentry is almost always what you need to address for crafting, so now is no different. I don't have a road that goes east-west here. I'll probably want to wait until I'm done moving around the benches, though. The woodcutter house and others. Before I start making new roads. Was so nice. They had stocked. Oh, perfect. Saves me some effort. I love when the warehouse worker stocks the wood. It's running back and forth, gets old quick. I mean, I'm definitely gonna have to do a lot of that because we don't have tons and tons of wood here, but it will save me a bit of time. So we should be getting the winter is almost over message any time now. Unless it just popped up, I kind of missed it. Racing through this task. And this here is going to make carpentry just so much easier when I have a bunch of woodcutters fetching the hardwoods needed. It will mean that I'll need to make a few of the higher level axes, because I don't have a lot of iron axes in the colony right now, so it's not like they could be doing this work without those. But once they have those axes, we'll have a nice steady supply of hardwoods, which will make bulk carpentry tasks a little bit easier. At some point, and I haven't reached this point myself, but it's worth reminding you, if you find yourself without a lot of woods nearby, trees, etc., there is forestry. I haven't bothered to do forestry because there's still... I built kind of in a clearing and there's like woods all around me. But forestry is a way that you can have, you know, like a tree nursery and replenish the trees that you're using. What I will say about forestry, though, as a little bit of a warning, is when you build the forester's hut, it will automatically put down a reforesting flag at the hut. But if you don't want to be replanting trees where your forester's hut is, delete the flag and move it to where you want it. That's like one issue that I definitely ran into, where right when I unlocked forestry and built it, they started planting trees all around the hut, but the hut was like kind of in town, so it was sticking like holes in the ground all around where the forester's hut was, and I found that to be annoying. So previous me would have appreciated that little tidbit of knowledge. Oh, thank you. Yoink! Scrap, is that, no, that's not scrap code. Unexpected was like, dang it, man! That was my log. Nope, snooze, you lose. One of the main reasons to build the tier 3 is, the tier 2s have a hardwood log and hardwood long stick cutting, but, limited storage for them. So that they're competing in storage with the softwoods. So I do find it advantageous to build the tier 3 so that they have more storage space. And you can even have both, right? You could have one dedicated to softwoods, one dedicated to hardwoods, and the softwoods one can just be the hut that, like, the one we have now. And that's, I wouldn't say necessarily unreasonable, especially given that if you're trying to make a bunch of charcoal from firewood, it makes a whole lot more sense to cut down fir trees for charcoal, because the fir trees, you can chop up their logs. Like, the hardwood isn't valuable for carpentry, so you can chop up their logs into firewood as well. So for the smaller woodcutter huts, if you have firewood as the highest priority, they're going to take most of the logs and long sticks and chop it up into firewood, so that you cut down the least amount of trees for the most amount of firewood. So it might, just because you will have two different workplaces, it might be in your advantage to do what I'm doing, which is to leave the tier 2 woodcutter in place, treating it as your softwoods collection point, and to build a fresh woodcutter's house for tier 3. Wish there was a wagon or sled that I could bring more than one log. There is. I just haven't bothered to build one. But yeah, if you want that stuff, it does exist. Sled and cart. The NPCs will use, won't use them efficiently though. But I could do the sled. I'm not moving the resources far enough that I feel like it's necessary, given the speed of the sled and the cumbrance of the sled. But if you want me to build a sled, I can always add that to the polls too. Oh, it looks like someone went on a thatch run, because they added 10 thatch to the woodcutter house that I know we didn't have before. So the reason why I haven't bothered with the cart or the sled is I don't have, like a stockpile full of the hardwoods that we need, right? There's only like ever 1 or 2 hardwoods right now, because I don't have the workforce to stockpile that stuff. Meaning that it wouldn't be all that useful. I'm having like a cart that can move a dozen and only having 1 or 2 to move means I have a mostly empty cart that I'm carting around. And that's why I haven't bothered to do it yet. This bad boy is almost done. Three more logs and 5 more thatch. And this project is finished. Oops. Now, my woodcutter... Oh, it does have an iron axe. Never mind. In that case... We have so many regular logs and regular sticks. I'm going to set them on none for now, so we don't even bother doing them. And have my woodcutter focus solely on hardwoods. My guess is I'm going to have to make a run to the lake for the thatch, though. I don't envision my woodcutter having the time to supply that. Because it's, like, at the lowest of the priorities. The hills always make me drop things. Eventually, I plan on having, like, an entire town palisades. And then where we have gates, we'll have nice, gentle ramps. So I haven't been putting in the ramps right now because I want things flat so that I can expand. Which is why I constantly stumble and drop things. It's kind of by design, if you will. Oh, that's a beam. Not a... I want that. Yoink! Unexpected, the other carpenter, I just, like, yoinked his plank, or his log out from under him. He can do the footwork. I'm too lazy. So we're just about done with this project, so I'm going to have you guys vote in the next project. Things to think about. I could add more villagers, given that all it would really take to add villagers is getting thatch from the river, or the lake. Which I'm about to grab a batch of thatch. That's fun to say. And then, if not that, you know, I could consider making myself better armor to fight a boss, if that's something you'd like to see. Because I did mention that it might not be unreasonable for me to boss fight. So, vote to your heart's content. Or, you know, whatever other village improvements, etc., etc. I'll have to make a mental note that there's a lot of Jotun blood shards out towards the lake. There's a lot of it. Wow. Oh, here too. Starting to get thatch seeds. Brand new. Right? Reed seeds got added in a few days ago. I don't have a farm tier 2 for that, but if I did... And that's a bit of a lifesaver for people that establish their, What is funny about that, though, is, like, one of the only reasons you would absolutely need an outpost, because the outpost mechanics were added just a few weeks ago, is you would need an outpost for, like, iron from a mine, or an outpost for thatch from the oceans. But then they updated the game where they added lakes, meaning that your closest water source might be a lot closer than it was before, but lakes aren't going to be rendered until you re-render the map. And then they added the ability to grow thatch. I mean, I'm completely in agreement with it. The game shouldn't... I like how it's easy to obtain those resources, and it should be easy. Like, you shouldn't have to jump hoops for that kind of stuff, but I do find it funny that they changed it in such a way where previously it was really important to be around those strategic resources, and now it, like, doesn't matter at all. I'm having a quick little sleepy sleeps because I was cold. And I built another bed, so this is my bed now. Nice. So the woodcutter hut, or house, I should say, is done. And, I'm gonna sign... ink to it? And then maybe Azaroon for now, just because I don't have a better place for Azaroon to work. And then as far as tasks go, don't do logs or long sticks, but definitely do hardwood. Now, the only issue with that is Azaroon does not have an axe. So, before I start to do village improvements, I want another axe for Azaroon, because Azaroon won't be able to actually do any of the cutting until... What do you need now? Oh, never mind. Self-defense. Rising from the south-southeast. Collateral tree cutting. Get yeeted! Where are you? Blood Moon's still out, so there's another wave coming. The Draugr spawner's down that way, so I don't want to get too close that direction, because then I'm just going to aggro a bunch of the Draugrs from the Draugr cemetery, or whatever. The Draugr site. We're not actually involved in the Blood Moon. I don't want to make it any harder for myself than it needs to be. Okay, there we go. Oops. And we got the warning of winter is coming to an end. What? Absolutely did not get hit there. Come on now. Break your stupid shield already. Oh my god, you keep knocking me over. This is ridiculous. Break. There we go. Not too bad. Surprised I didn't get any metal off these guys. I don't think any of them drop metal. Just a whole bunch of bone from the Boney Boys. Alright, so let's go ahead and focus on that axe that we owe Azaroon. And not only that, but Azaroon being the absolutely the best person of all of our villagers for combat. If we have to blow the militia horn, Azaroon having one of those iron axes is going to be a massive benefit if we're getting overwhelmed by attackers. And I believe I need more iron for that. So we're heading back into the mines, and probably going to want a torch before we do that, because the torches up there tend to burn out pretty quick. So you guys voted for village improvements? What sort of village improvements were you hoping to see? Oh, you know what I just realized? I probably actually don't have to do the mining myself. I've had Sapo on the mine this whole time. So my guess is the box of ore up here is probably full. Yes. Well, not full, but 11. And then 51 small stones. None of the big stones. Lazy. Lift with your knees. Oh, let's sleep first. Did the warehouse take all the big stones? That's a good question. That might be where... 3. So... No? But I'm not really sure where they went. Imagine going to sleep like... holding a torch to your face. Yep. Total or normal. Gonna wake up looking like Deadpool. No problem. So as far as village improvements, maybe what we'll do is lay out just a slightly better road system and then put some decorations around. I would actually, you know what? One of the village improvements to be made is to slowly phase out cottages in lieu of longhouses. I would like to put everyone in longhouses. So I think that's one of the village improvements I'm going to do. Just maxing out morale so that everyone's in a longhouse. It's not to say that I'm going to break down the cottages immediately, but long-term goal once I have a lot of workforce and manpower to do the carpentry, I think that's a goal worth pursuing. Upgrading everything to tier 2 or 3, whatever the max tier is. The shape of the iron blooms, I mean, I get it from a game mechanic standpoint. It's like a cube, but I just find it really funny. Now, the other question that I'm going to face with is, come springtime, am I going to bother, continually planting flax, or do I jump to some other material? Or other farmable, I should say. And I want to grab my smokeler horn. I got rid of it so I had more room to move a lot of thatch. But I don't feel comfortable not having the militia horn on me. Amarok, thank you for the resub. Here you go, pal. So I think the priority that I'm going to do is to fully furnish... Oh, you know what? My hammer might break. If it does, it does. Fully furnish the Longhouse to move people out of the cottages in the Longhouse. I'm not going to get rid of the cottages, but I'd like to prioritize them in the Longhouse to try to figure out, to min-max their, the morale for the Longhouse. And about halfway through today, it's going to be spring. Dang it. I wish you could just, like, intentionally break your tool. Because I have, virtually 0 durability on this hammer. 9 out of 420? Yeah, I have no durability left on this thing. But I'm stuck holding it until it actually breaks. Okay. I think I'm going to be greedy and just keep the better axe for myself. Oh, the glare. My eyes. Oh, wrong house. And there we go. Now, Azarun has an axe to cut down birch. Current priority is fully furnish the Longhouse. So for that, I think it's just a bunch of thatch I need. 24 or 32 thatch. That won't take very long. I wish I had more bag space. I have... Oh, you know what? I need to make one more bag space. What can I put away? Because I could do this in 2 trips if I had one more slot free. But anywhere I put my tools down, like, someone's going to take them. So what can I part with? Draw knife, I think, is the least like... Or actually, I'll just do smokeler horn. Because, that's not typical equipment that the NPCs will take. So it won't disappear out from under me. So I'll build the 4 remaining beds and then move... I'm going to... Maybe what I'll do is, I think I'll build 2 beds and have the cottages have 2 people or 3 people each rather than 4 people. To try to balance out the morale for the sleeping situation. And that way I only have to make 1 trip for thatch. Because I'm going to get fully refunded for the other thatch beds anyway. Starting to look like spring. So after this task, I'm adding... two at the bottom. It almost clips off the screen, but I have fight a boss or make a cart. So, you can vote. Oh, the other thing is, because I upgraded the Eye of Odin, it was no longer pinned. Cheers. And there we go. We have survived the winter. So before I do anything else, let's go to workstation, farm, tasks, and I'm gonna plant onion and berries in one farm, and in the other one it's gonna be flax again. I saw in chat you guys wanted berries, and then onions of course are really good healing items, and then flax for clothing, for rope, for all that jazz. My hammer will definitely break building these beds, I think. I hope. It's weird to say I hope they break, but I mean, seriously. So, cottage and cottage 2. I don't know whose bed is whose, though. Which makes this a little tricky. Maybe I'll, well, See, even without destroying their beds, the morale bonuses for the other ones are higher because it's an empty bed. So I don't really even need to break down the other beds. I can leave them as is, so I have 3 open slots for people. And the morale here, of course, is like much, much, much higher than it was. So I think I'm just going to leave it. But what bothers me about that is I have now this hammer that has how much durability on it? 3 out of 420. Okay. Yep. So yeah, I'll give you one more minute to vote in the polls here while I run around and make sure that everyone has what they need. Seriously? What do you... Why... You... Okay, so this is a bug, I think, is what you were referring to, where they're asking for the better skinning knife. I don't really know the solution to that problem. Oh, that well is empty. I could build another bed. It would require me to, like, run over and get more thatch. I wonder if I can't just, like, hit a building with my hammer. No. Because a lot of these buildings are, like, damaged, but they don't need repair formally yet. So, there's no way for me to break it. And it looks to me like you guys want me to improve my gear and equipment. Okay. Got it. Make an iron helmet and shield. Now, what I will say about the shields compared to the helmet, I'm not necessarily going to try to make the nicest shield, and the reason for that is shields break, like, really stupid fast. So even, like, the tower shields with the durability 440, like, breaks very, very quickly. So I think, actually, I'm gonna only make the rough iron helmet and forget the shield, because I'd rather just not use a shield. I know how weird that sounds, but, like, a flimsy shield might even be better bang for your buck than, like, the nicer ones, unless you have an abundance of material, because these bigger shields cost a bunch of metal, and they shatter constantly. And unlike metal tools where you just replace, like, the shaft or handle, the shield's gone when it breaks. So it is a huge material sink. It's very useful to block with them, but because of how fast they break, I find them frustrating to use. So I usually go with two-handers as a result, or only use shields in the case of, like, boss fights where not using them would get me killed or something like that. The other thing about this is the moment I start smithing the iron helmet, my hammer's gonna break. So, as stupid as it sounds, I'm gonna need a stick hammer to use when my metal one breaks, so that I don't screw up the crafting process, the smithing process, and then I'll fix my metal one. Yeah, so I'm making a helmet and blocking it with my head, exactly. I'm glad you understand. Thank you for tuning in to ASKA, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Vikings.